Namaste. I'm Javin Dr. Aziz Mohammad from Department of Food and Biotechnology, Faculty of Education and Methodology. Today I'm going to discuss about the topic alkalophiles. This is next part of the series of the microorganisms of the extreme environment in which we discussed about the acidophiles, and now we are discussing about the alkalophiles. What are the alkalophiles? Alkalophiles are the organism. We know that there are various types of culture conditions and high pH, low pH. Okay, so the organism which grow at high pH are known as the alkalophiles. So what are the high pH conditions? The pH conditions above 9, that is the high pH conditions, and the microorganism which grow above pH value 9, they are known as the alkalophiles. Okay, so why we call them as a alkalophiles? Alkali means alkaline environment, and the philes means love. And the organism which love to grow at the pH range of 9 and above, that are known as the alkalophiles in nature, which love to grow in the alkaline environment, they are known as the alkalophiles. So alkalophiles are a class of extremophilic microorganisms which are capable of surviving in alkaline environment, growing optimally at pH of 10. Means optimal condition. What is the meaning of the optimal? Optimal condition is the condition where any kind of microorganism grow at their best conditions, which is found as the best conditions for the microorganism for their survival. Means optimum condition is the condition where microorganism grows very fast in a short period of time. That is the optimum pH of the particular microorganism. So for the alkaline alkalophiles microorganism, the optimum pH can be 9, optimum pH can be 10. Okay, but it is not a optimum pH for the neutrophilic microorganism, which grow at a pH value of 6 to 8. Okay, so these microorganisms can be further categorized into obligate alkalophiles. Okay, what is the meaning of the obligate alkalophiles? Those which require high pH to survive. Obligate means they cannot survive at the low pH. Okay, they only require high pH, and when they will not have any high pH, they cannot survive. Okay, for their survival, high pH is really very necessary. Okay, they will not survive in the conditions where high pH conditions are not available. Next is the facultative alkalophiles. Facultative alkalophiles are the uh, alkalophiles which can survive in high pH, but sometimes they can survive in the normal conditions as well. Okay, for example, they can be in the neutrophilic conditions as well, but they survive high pH. Okay, and next are the halo alkalophiles. Okay, what are the halo alkalophiles? Those require high salt conditions for their survival are known as the halo alkalophiles. Okay, halophiles, we know that halophiles bacteria. So the halophiles bacteria are the bacteria which love high salt conditions. They are also alkalophilic in nature. Okay, so microbial growth in alkaline conditions presents several complications to normal biochemical activity, as high pH is detrimental to the normal cellular process. For example, alkalinity can be lead to the denaturation of the DNA. So if high pH conditions are there, the DNA can be denatured. Okay. Similarly, there is also instability of plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is also unstable at high pH, and cytosolic enzymes are also get denatured. They can also inactivated. Okay. So these conditions do not favor high saline conditions, and high pH conditions do not follow the normal conditions of the DNA enzymes, and then some alkaline conditions are found, the DNA get denatured, cell membrane also get unstable, and enzymes get inactivated. So these are the serious problem in the extreme environment. So these microorganisms need to be adapted to these conditions. After adaptations, they can survive these high alkaline conditions. Okay, so alkalophiles must either possess specific cellular machinery that work best in the alkaline range, or they must have method of acidifying the cytosols in the relation to the extracellular environment. So many different taxa are represented among the alkalophiles, including the prokaryotes, which are aerobic bacteria, which belong to the genera Bacillus, Micrococcus, and Pseudomonas and Streptomyces. So these are the some examples of these alkalophilic prokaryotic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria from the genera Amphibacillus, Clostridium, Halophilic archaea, which belong to the genera uh, Halorubrum, uh, Natribellaba, and Netromonas and Netronobrum. So these are also anaerobic bacteria, which uh, these are halophilic bacteria, which belong to the alkaline environment. Next are some specific group of bacteria which are methanogenic archaea, including the Halophilus. Now discuss about the mechanism of cytosolic acidification. So acidophiles maintain the cytosolic acidification. So both passive and active means. Okay, they goes for the molecular adaptation. Okay, uh, in passive acidification, the cell wall contains some acidic polymers which are composed of the residues such as the galactouronic acid, or gluconic acid, gluconic acid, so aspartic acid and phosphoric acid. So these acidic conditions are maintained inside the cells. Okay? Acidification is found inside the cell, not outside the cell. Acidic environment is outside the cell. Sorry, alkaline environment is outside the cell, and due to these acids, uh, acidic environment, it's maintained inside the cell. So they maintain the balance inside and outside. These residues form an acidic matrix that help protect the plasma membrane from the alkaline conditions by preventing the entry of the hydroxide ions. So, due to these acids, OH ions cannot move inside the cell. Okay, so our cell membrane, the microbial cell membrane, can be safe. Okay, so they allow for uptake of the sodium. Okay, they allow only the uptake of the some specific group of ions. So in addition to the peptidoglycan in alkalophilic bacillus subtilis, they have some higher level of hexosamines and amino acids. Okay, for the neutrophilic counterpart, there is also necessary to maintain the neutrophilic conditions by which the pH conditions can be maintained inside the cells so that the outer environment cannot affect the inner environment of the cell. So when alkalophiles lose their acidic residues in the form of the induced mutation, it has been shown that the ability to grow in alkaline conditions is severely hindered. So to survive, alkalophile to maintain a relatively low alkaline level of about 8 pH, So they maintain the pH 8 inside the cell by constantly pumping the hydrogen ion in the form of hydronium across the cell membrane into the cytoplasm. So they supply H plus ions inside the cell in the form of the H3O, by which they can maintain their cellular pH at the pH level of 8. That is a neutrophilic environment. So neutral pH can be survived by the microorganism because it is a conditions where microorganism can grow very well. Some are also some molecular adaptation in the alkalophiles. Alkalophiles organism possess some remarkable ability to maintain the cytoplasmic pH. Uh, in the external pH, it's 10 to 15, but they maintain the internal pH to 8. For example, the Bacillus cereus and Exogobacterium use sodium hydrogen pump. This is the anti-porter system in the region of the pH 19 to pH 9 with the usual respiration couple accumulation of sodium ions, which is replaced by at least two anti-porter proteins. So there is an anti-porter proteins which maintain the pH level. So bacteria, how does they do? Bacteria extrude the protons by the primary transport system to generate the proton motifs that can be used to ATP synthesis. So in this high pH, the ATP synthesis can be processed. So this connection into the ATP synthesis can result to the proton motifs, which maintain the fairly narrow range during the growth. So microorganisms growing at a neutral pH usually maintain their external pH slightly higher than the external pH. Okay. At very high environmental pH level, acid alkalophilic bacteria reverse their pH. Okay, they reverse the pH gradient. Okay, means they're inside more acidic than the exterior. The inside pH is more acidic than the external pH because acidophiles, sorry, alkalophiles grow in the acidic in the alkaline environment. So the outer environment is alkaline, but they maintain their inside environment in a acidic conditions. So their inside condition is acidic and outer condition is alkaline. So they maintain their external pH near neutral. Okay. Now we discuss about the biotechnological applications of the alkalophiles. Alkalophiles, which love to grow in the alkaline environment, has some various biotechnological applications. The first one is the enzymes. They produce some specific group of enzymes. There are discovery of the serine protease, which is a proteolytic enzyme in nature, which is used in the detergent industry. Okay, so this is a enzyme which is a product of the alkalophile. Okay, this is a product of the alkalophilic bacteria. So these enzymes are now available in industry, and enzymes such as proteases, cellulase, lipases, polylenase are most widely employed, and they are very target enzymes. Uh, they are using the detergent enzymes, and 60% of the total enzyme is dependent on these alkalophiles, and they usually have a pH of 8 to 0.5 in the solution. And the main reason of selecting these enzymes from alkalophiles is that they have long-term stability in detergent production. So these detergents are produced by these enzymes, and they have less energy cost, less cost saving. Okay, so due to these reasons, alkalophilic bacteria are mostly used in these industries. Okay, and next application is the lignin degradation. Lignin, we know that lignin is a constituent of the plant cell wall. It is a complex polymer of phenyl propane unit. Okay, so what is the need of lignin degradation? Lignin is the most abundant renewable aromatic material on earth. Okay, most renewable, but it is difficult to biodegrade by microorganisms other than the certain fungi. Okay, uh, so is mineralized rapidly as exclusively by aerobic bacteria, filamentous bacteria. Okay, aerobic bacteria, filamentous bacteria. So these actinomycetes can degrade these lignin. Okay, in recent years, a few studies have shown that alkoxylic species have important role in the degradation of phenolic lignin compounds. Okay, in recent studies, it has been shown, and lignin is most extensively studies focus on the capability of alkalophilic microorganisms to degrade lignin polymer. Next is the food. Uh, these alkalophilic bacteria have also been used for the food industries. Okay, so the major population is tending to the good foods. Okay, protein-rich food, and protein production for human nutrition must be increased in years to come. And one of the way to augment protein production by increasing the protein production. Okay, so the example of protein producing microorganism is spirulina. Spirulina is a alkalophilic microorganism, which is a cyanobacteria that is commonly known as the single cell protein, and it has a staple food in the Africa. This microorganism is very rich in the protein content. So spirulina is commercially produced in many countries and being sold in very health food. Uh, Currently, there have been trend in the preparation of tablets and capsules of the spirulina. Spirulina powder has a highest protein content, that is 60 to 70%, uh, and it is more than fish, it is more than soybean, it is more than milk powder, it is more than peanuts, it is more than 12%, which is found in the eggs, it is more than the grains. Okay, so spirulina has a maximum number of protein content, which is 60 to 70%, which makes it the promising protein diet. Next is the antibiotic type compounds. So various types of antibiotic synthesizing compounds can be isolated from the alkalophiles. Uh, they have been isolated from the alkaline saline like acetone in Turkey. Okay, uh, so the preliminary results of these indicated the alkaline saline lake isolated exhibited antimicrobial activity against various types of microorganisms. Uh, okay, so these results can show that these microorganisms can be used for the isolation of the antibiotic as well. Okay, they are alkalophilic in nature, so these alkalophilic nature can make them to and survive in the alkaline conditions, and they can kill another group of microorganisms which can say that these are antibiotic producing microorganisms. So this is all about the microorganism of the alkaline environment which are alkalophilic. So my lecture is over here. In next lecture I will discuss some another type of video. So thank you very much.